What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. I didn't realize this. I didn't even cut no music on. Whatever. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below, as usual. Um, Single and Miserable is the title of this one. How can I put this? A lot of y'all are single, but you ain't happy being single. A lot of the frustration amongst the men and the women is not finding somebody suitable to be in a relationship with. I think a lot of the issue is um, not being able to meet somebody you're compatible with, or who you have some type of chemistry with, or who you can build some type of chemistry with. Because most people are very impatient, so they don't want to take the time to actually build a relationship with someone. I think people are miserable because they're living with regret of doing the wrong person wrong. A lot of people seem to be playing a million games, not acknowledging that they're playing these games, and um, not admitting that these games come with consequences. You know, Thus you're miserable. A lot of people substitute dating for relationships, which kind of leads to that bad karma because that just makes you a user. You're just using this person for this, or using that person for that. Using this person for their time, using this person for your boredom, using this person for whatever. A lot of people I come across are single and miserable because of their own fantasies. They wanna do halfway stuff. You know, you need somebody to say the perfect thing to you, make the perfect gesture at the perfect time, the perfect way, and then all of a sudden it turns the light on in you. It's just ridiculous because you also want that person to be like that all the time, which is unrealistic, to say the least. Um, so living under this false pretense that they have to say and do everything perfect when they don't, then there's no reason to have a relationship with them because they're not perfect. Now, you're not perfect, but whatever. I was in this little group chat thing and somebody was talking about, you know, if we're talking, that means you like a this pre-relationship stage, so you shouldn't be talking to anybody else. If I catch you talking to somebody else, then we done. And I was kind of telling them, I was like, that's usually a hypocritical one-way street because as adults, that's one of the reasons why people are single and miserable is because they want to do what they want to do, but then those rules don't apply to other people because normally I will come across people who don't want you to talk to anybody, but they're still weighing their options, but they're miserable. And a lot of times people's options are what's making them miserable because all you have is a boatload of options. You never make a decision. And then when it's time to make a decision, um, your decision you didn't put much thought into it. Oh, they was the cutest one, you know. Oh, that was the one that had the most money. Oh, you know, you didn't, you know, most people don't know while they dating who's gonna come over and take care of them when they sick. Most people who date people don't make themselves available to help somebody when they're in a time of need. It's got to be perfect. If somebody is feeling sad, you talk to them when they feel happy. They need a moment. Like I said, if they're sick, you talk to them when they get better. Um, If they're angry, you ain't got time for that. So a lot of times people are single and miserable because nobody has time for people being human. Just flat out, you did the ups and downs of regular day to day human life. Everybody's too good for it now, just too good, you know. And because people are too good for everything, you wind up being single and miserable because nobody's on your level. Nobody's ever going to be on your level because your level is constantly fluctuating. You don't even have a consistent level. I'm above the BS. That's today. But that's this morning. This afternoon you might be petty. Now you not above petty, and then you below petty. Then you back on your high horse by 9 o'clock at night. It's you know I think people are single and miserable because they looking for an easy out. You know, somebody's gonna come along and be everything to me that I've never been to anybody, and that I've never been to myself, type of thing. Because it's everybody else's responsibility. There's gonna be a man that comes in your life that's gonna fix all your problems. There's gonna be a woman that comes into your life that brings it all to the table. If you're waiting on that lotto ticket, you might be waiting a long time. I think sometimes people gotta assess who they are. Because as I get older, I realize one of the reasons why people are miserable is because they still see themselves as young and attractive. So in their mind, they haven't taken a good look in the mirror at their looks and assess what their looks may be able to get them. In their mind, people's mind, we are single and miserable because you over assess your value. Yeah, you like you feel like you're a good person. From where you came to where you're at now might be an accomplishment, but that doesn't make you a catch towards somebody else, you know. And a lot of times people don't want to admit that, they talk themselves up. When you talk yourself up to how great of a person you are, here's the problem with that. So many people have been disappointed because a lot of people talk themselves up, and a lot of people just talking. They never back that up. So now when you hear somebody talking about who they are, what they are, where they come from, what they bring to the table, usually when they sit at the table, they completely don't know what they're doing. It was a sales pitch. So now you don't believe what everybody's selling because, let's be honest, everybody ain't being real. Everybody's catfishing. The internet helps it. As a matter of fact, you know, people who've been overweight and they're trying to get themselves together, even they're catfishing. They look better than they used to, but something's off when you see them in their pictures. You know, the the guys who say they tired of these women, they still chasing women, but a lot of these guys don't necessarily want to be the head of household. So the reason why they relegated to complaining about low hanging fruit is because they don't necessarily want the responsibility of a higher class chick. So that's why they single and miserable because they kind of relegated to thought land because they don't want to get something above a thought, you know. And as far as like women bringing just sex to the table and guys bringing just money to the table, I mean, like I said before, people aren't relating. People aren't relating as human beings. So, you know, People aren't caring about another person's life and struggle, and people don't want to help other people. It's a free fall. So because it's a free fall and everybody's selfish and living selfishly, um, people are single and miserable. Because guess what? God forbid that the person in your life actually wants to see you win or help you to do that. And a lot of people want somebody to come along and help them win, and then, but when they get to a certain level, now they're too big for the person that helped them. So it's kind of weird, man. And then, excuse me. And then also, there is a part where people don't want to admit that they want to be single. They've been single so long that they want to stay single for life. But, and they're miserable because they can't have people come and go at their beck and call. See, they want to be single. What is it? Is it June? They want to be single in June. When July comes, they want somebody for July. And then they want to be able to dump them by August. And then they'll be single until November. And then they'll be with somebody who's going to buy them presents on Christmas. And they could dump them at, just before New Year's to meet somebody new. And then they can meet somebody new and they could dump them right before Valentine's Day. And then after Valentine's Day, they could be single from March, April, then it's sundress season, right? That type of stuff. And because you want to play that game with everybody else's time and heart, you're miserable because life ain't gonna let you get away with that. Just my opinion. I gotta get out of here. I got stuff to do, yo. Yeah.